If you clicked on this video, it's clear. You want to succeed. Whether you're a student, freelancer, entrepreneur, or aspiring business owner, you're here because you're serious about winning in life. And I can promise you, you've clicked on the right video. Listen closely. What if I told you success isn't about talent or luck? It's about 3 brutal truths most people ignore. And if you actually implement these, not just watch, not just think about it, but fully commit, you will succeed in any field. That's a bold claim, but by the end of this video, you'll see why. And the best part, you already have everything you need. 1. The courage to start. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Most people never even start. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, the perfect plan. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. A person with one great idea who takes action will always outperform someone with 10 great ideas who does nothing. You know the richest place in the world? The graveyard, filled with unfulfilled dreams, unwritten books, and businesses never launched. Some people think they need to have it all figured out before they begin, but you only learn by doing. Take YouTube, for example. You can't spend months perfecting your first video. There's no such thing as perfect. You learn by posting, analyzing feedback, and improving your content over time. Others wait for motivation. But motivation doesn't come first. Action does. As James Clear says in Atomic Habits, it's not about feeling ready, it's about showing up. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to start despite the fear. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. My advice is never do tomorrow what you can today. Every successful person faced that first moment of uncertainty. The first rep, the first draft, the first sale. They didn't know if it would work. They just started. If there's an idea you can't stop thinking about, that's your sign. Stop waiting. The only difference between you and the person who succeeds, they started. So ask yourself, what have you been putting off? What's that someday dream you keep delaying? The time is now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. 2. The brain to learn. You've started. Congratulations. You're already ahead of 95% of people. But here's where many fail. They think hard work alone is enough. They grind mindlessly, repeating the same mistakes. Success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. The best in the world are relentless learners. They study, adapt, and refine. Every setback is feedback. Top CEOs read 50+ books a year. If you're working hard but going nowhere, it's because effort without learning is like digging with a spoon. Elon Musk built SpaceX by devouring textbooks and cold calling rocket scientists. He didn't wait for a degree. He became a learning machine. Want to be an entrepreneur but never studied business? Start now. A Harvard study found the top 1% of performers spend 5+ hours a week deliberately learning. The illiterate of the 21st century won't be those who can't read. It'll be those who refuse to learn, unlearn, and relearn. The world changes fast. What got you started won't keep you ahead. Spend just 30 minutes a day mastering a skill. In a year, you'll be 37 times better. The world evolves fast. Business today isn't business 10 years ago. YouTube today isn't YouTube 10 years ago. I'm an AI character. That's how fast things change. When things get hard, do you learn or complain? Do you see obstacles as roadblocks or opportunities to innovate? Success belongs to those who never stop upgrading their minds. 3. The heart to never quit. This is where most people fail. They hit a wall, face rejection, and quit. But quitting is a myth. It's the only true failure. There's no such thing as losing, only learning. When you remove quitting as an option, success becomes inevitable. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. It's either you win or you give up before you win. There will be days you hate the grind, days you're exhausted, stressed, and questioning everything. But that's why most people won't make it. Don't be one of them. Before you quit, remember why you started. It's the 22nd of June right now, and this channel has 0 subscribers. But I won't quit, and neither should you. You haven't failed. You're just getting closer to success. What if you were just 5 failures away from your breakthrough? How fast would you want to fail? Thomas Edison didn't fail 10,000 times. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter made her a billionaire. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team, then became one of the greatest. There are a million reasons to give up. You only need one reason to keep going. You have no excuse to quit. Most people give up too soon. Do enough volume that failure becomes statistically impossible. Success isn't about luck. It's about stubbornness. It's about saying, I don't care how many times I get knocked down, I'm getting back up. So ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Now go do it, and when it gets hard, because it will, remember, the only way you lose is if you quit. That's it. That's the formula. Everything else is noise. So what's your excuse now? You know what to do. The only question left is, will you do it? Drop a comment below with the one thing you're committing to, starting today. And if this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe, because we're just getting started. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Imagine this. You have the same 24 hours as Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Warren Buffett. But why do some people build empires while others scroll through TikTok all day? It's not about time. It's about attention. We hear it all the time. Time is money. But here's the truth. Time means nothing if you don't control your attention. In a world full of noise, notifications, and distractions, focus is the real currency. What separates the top 1% from everyone else is what they choose to focus on. By the end of this video, you'll understand why attention matters more than time, how it shapes your life, and how to take full control of it. Everyone gets the same 24 hours, but what do we do with those hours? That's where everything changes. Warren Buffett said it best. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. He protects his attention like it's gold. You don't need more time. You need to stop giving your attention to things that drain you, like social media, drama, or overthinking. Here's a story. Sam had 3 hours every night after work. He said he was too tired to work on his side hustle, so he'd scroll TikTok, binge Netflix, and sleep. A year later, same exact spot, but his friend James had the same job and the same hours. James used a timer, blocked distractions, and gave those 3 hours his full attention. A year later, James had built a successful e-commerce store. The difference wasn't time, it was attention. Here's the thing. Time passes whether you use it or not. But attention is directed. You choose where it goes. That's your power. Dr. Daniel Goleman, author of Focus, says, "The ability to focus is more important to success than IQ or background." Why? Because when you give something your full attention, your brain enters a state of deep work. This is where true productivity happens. You solve problems faster, learn more deeply, and create things that matter. Harvard studies show that people who train their attention are happier. Because a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. A person with time and distractions will always lose to someone with less time and focused attention. Take Sarah. She had a book idea for 5 years. She'd start writing, then check her phone, then get distracted. One day, she set a 90-day deadline, deleted her social media, blocked time for writing, and focused. She published the book. It wasn't more time that changed everything. It was focused attention. You become what you focus on. If your attention is on fear, comparison, or gossip, that's what shapes your reality. But if you shift your focus toward growth, gratitude, and goals, you start to transform your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Let's talk about Marcus. He used to obsess over news, gossip, and politics. It left him drained and anxious. Then he made a shift. Every day, he spent 30 minutes reading personal growth books and listening to motivational podcasts. After a few months, he launched a side hustle that made him more money than his full-time job. His mindset changed because he changed his attention. Distractions have a price. UC Irvine found that it takes 23 minutes to refocus after one interruption. If you're distracted 10 times a day, that's almost 4 hours lost every single day. Multiply that by a year. That's 60 full days gone. Meet Josh. He was a remote coder. Twitter and Slack were always open. He worked 12-hour days but got very little done. One day, he tracked his focus and realized he was working distracted 80% of the time. So he blocked those apps and started doing 6 hours of deep, focused work. He doubled his output in half the time. Distraction was his real enemy. Here's what big tech knows. Your attention drives your behavior, and your behavior drives their revenue. Apps are designed to keep you hooked. Scrolls, likes, notifications, they're all engineered to hijack your focus. Tristan Harris, a former Google design ethicist, said, "If you're not paying for the product, you are the product." Here are 5 practical ways to master your attention today. 1. Delete apps you don't use. Turn off useless notifications. 2. Time block your day, one task at a time. 3. Practice mindfulness. Even 5 minutes helps. 4. Journal your focus. At night, ask, what got my attention today? 5. Protect your mornings. Don't start your day with Instagram. Start with intention. Here are 3 quotes to remember. 1. Your attention is a mirror. Whatever you reflect it on grows. 2. Focus is the superpower ordinary people use to achieve extraordinary things. 3. Every moment of focus is a vote for the person you're becoming. You don't need more time. You need more intention. Attention is the gatekeeper of reality. Whatever you feed grows. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you pay attention to. Let me leave you with this. If someone had a remote to your mind, would you give it to them? Because when you choose distraction over purpose, you already have, but you can take it back today. Own your attention. Choose what matters. Cut out what doesn't. Your life is built in the moments where your attention is truly yours. If this video spoke to you, like it, subscribe, and drop a comment. What will you start focusing on today? Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your focus. Let's level up. See you in the next one.
Most people fail before they even begin, and it's not their fault. Studies show that 92% of people never follow through on their goals. They dream, they plan, they set deadlines, but nothing happens. Why? Because they're missing one crucial piece of the puzzle. One secret that almost no one talks about. And today, I'm going to share it with you. If you've ever struggled to start something, whether it's a business, a fitness routine, or even just a simple habit, you're not alone. The hardest part isn't the work itself, it's getting started. And no, it's not about motivation, discipline, or setting smart goals. Those things help, but they're not the real key. In this video, we're diving deep into the secret to getting started. The hidden force that keeps successful people moving while everyone else stays stuck. Stick around till the end, because once you understand this, you'll never struggle to start again. 1. The myth of motivation. We often believe we need motivation to get started, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Studies from the University of California found that willpower is a finite resource. It depletes over time. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains it best. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Consider this. Have you ever set a New Year's resolution, felt super motivated, and then quit after a few weeks? That's because motivation runs out. Let's look at Olympic athletes. Do you think they feel motivated every single day? No, they rely on systems, routines, and habits to keep them going. So, if motivation isn't the key to getting started, what is? 2. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Here's the surprising truth. Taking action creates motivation. Psychologists call this the do-something principle. Coined by Mark Manson, this idea suggests that action isn't just the result of motivation, it's the cause. Think about it. Have you ever forced yourself to go to the gym when you didn't feel like it, but after a few minutes, you got into it? That's the do-something principle in action. And here's something interesting. The Zeigarnik effect. This psychological phenomenon suggests that our brain hates unfinished tasks. Once you start something, your brain naturally wants to continue. So, the key. Start before you feel ready. 3. Lower the barriers to entry. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to start is because they set the bar too high. They tell themselves they need the perfect plan, the right timing, or more confidence. The solution? Make it stupidly easy. Author B.J. Fogg, in his book Tiny Habits, recommends shrinking the task until it's impossible to fail. Instead of saying, I need to read for an hour, start with 1 page. Instead of committing to a 10K run, commit to putting on your running shoes. The brain loves quick wins. Once you start, momentum kicks in. For example, if you want to start writing a book, don't tell yourself, I need to write 1,000 words today. Instead, say, I will write 1 sentence. That tiny action builds momentum, and before you know it, you're writing pages. 4. The 5-second rule. Mel Robbins, in her book, The 5-Second Rule, shares a powerful technique. Count down from 5 and take action before your brain talks you out of it. Why does this work? Because hesitation kills action. The longer you wait, the more excuses your brain creates. The 5-second rule interrupts this pattern and forces you into action before doubt creeps in. This simple trick has helped thousands of people overcome procrastination, anxiety, and self-doubt. Next time you catch yourself hesitating, just count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. 5. Identity-based change. Instead of focusing on what you want to do, focus on who you want to become. James Clear suggests shifting your mindset from outcome-based goals to identity-based habits. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to write a book, say, I am a writer. When you identify as the person who does the thing, starting becomes natural. Think about this. If you see yourself as a healthy person, you naturally make healthier choices. If you see yourself as a productive person, you don't need motivation to work. You just do it because it's who you are. 6. The power of a starting ritual. High achievers don't just start randomly. They have rituals that trigger action. Stephen King writes every morning at 8 a.m. with a cup of tea. Athletes have pre-game routines that get them in the zone. Writers have specific music playlists to trigger creativity. A starting ritual tells your brain, it's time to begin. Find one that works for you and make it a habit. 7. The pain of inaction is worse than the fear of starting. Here's a mindset shift. What if not starting was worse than failing? Think about it. The regret of never trying hurts way more than failing and learning from it. Studies show that, on their deathbeds, most people regret what they didn't do more than what they did. Use that as fuel. Imagine your future self thanking you for taking action today. Here's your challenge. Pick one thing you've been procrastinating on and take the smallest possible action right now. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow exponentially in life, while others stay stuck in the same place for years? The answer isn't luck, talent, or privilege. It's investment, but not in stocks, real estate, or businesses. The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. And today, I'll show you why. We live in a world where people chase external success, money, status, material possessions, while neglecting the most valuable asset they have, themselves. The truth is, your mind, skills, and personal growth determine your long-term success and happiness. If you want to build a future where you thrive, it all starts with investing in yourself. Stay with me till the end, because I'll break down how self-investment can transform your life, the science behind it, and practical ways to start today. 1. The science of self-investment. Psychologists call it the compound effect of personal growth. Small daily improvements, when repeated over time, lead to massive results. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains that getting just 1% better every day makes you 37 times better in a year. Think about that. 37 times better. Research from Stanford University also found that people who prioritize lifelong learning and skill development increase their earning potential by up to 25% more than those who don't. The reason? Knowledge and adaptability are the currency of the future. Investing in yourself doesn't just help in career and financial success. It impacts your confidence, relationships, and even your mental health. When you grow, every part of your life levels up. 2. Skills over entertainment. How to rewire your priorities. Most people spend hours scrolling through social media, watching Netflix, or playing video games. But what if you redirected just 30 minutes a day into something that grows you? Elon Musk once said, "You should take the approach that you're wrong." Your goal is to be less wrong over time. That's the mindset of successful people. Instead of consuming content passively, start learning actively. Read books that expand your knowledge. Take online courses that sharpen your skills. Practice public speaking, writing, or a new language. Find a mentor who has already achieved what you want. Many of the world's most successful people, from Bill Gates to Oprah Winfrey, dedicate an hour a day to learning. This is called the 5-hour rule, and it's a game changer. How self-learning transformed lives. Now, J.K. Rowling was once a struggling single mother living on welfare. But instead of giving up, she invested in herself, spending countless hours writing and refining her craft. The result? Harry Potter, a global phenomenon that made her one of the most successful authors of all time. 3. Health is wealth. Why investing in your body is non-negotiable. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men, once said, "The best investment you can make is in your own health. You only get one body. Take care of it." Your brain functions best when your body is in peak condition. Studies show that regular exercise boosts productivity by 20%, improves memory, and even prevents depression. Practical ways to start. Exercise at least 30 minutes a day. Improve your diet. More whole foods, less junk. Prioritize sleep. It's where real mental growth happens. Meditate to reduce stress and increase focus. When you take care of your physical health, everything else in life becomes easier. Your energy increases, your mood improves, and your mind becomes sharper. The power of routine. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson starts his day at 4 a.m. with a workout. Why? Because he understands that self-discipline leads to self-mastery. The results speak for themselves. 4. The power of who you surround yourself with. You've probably heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Science backs this up. A Harvard study found that your social circle influences up to 95% of your success. Want to level up? Surround yourself with people who inspire growth. Join mastermind groups and networking events. Follow and engage with successful people online. Cut out negative influences that hold you back. The people you spend time with either push you forward or pull you backward. Choose wisely. 5. Mindset shift. How to see yourself as an asset. One of the biggest obstacles to personal growth is self-doubt. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built through small wins. A study from the University of California found that people who actively track their progress through journaling, goal setting, or self-reflection are 42% more likely to achieve their goals. How to start treating yourself as an asset. Keep a journal to reflect on your growth. Set smart goals and track your progress. Practice gratitude to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe you're capable of growth, you will grow. 6. The financial return of investing in yourself. Self-investment doesn't just pay off mentally and emotionally. It also has direct financial benefits. According to a study by LinkedIn, people who actively learn new skills and adapt to industry changes earn 50% more over their lifetime than those who don't. High-value skills that pay off: digital marketing, coding and web development, sales and negotiation, copywriting, public speaking. When you invest in these skills, you open doors to new career opportunities, promotions, and even business success. 7. The power of taking action. Reading books, watching videos, and listening to podcasts is great, but nothing changes until you take action. A powerful quote by Tony Robbins sums it up. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. If you've been waiting for the right time to start investing in yourself, that time is now. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. Have you ever wondered why you can't stick to your goals, no matter how hard you try? You tell yourself this time will be different, but a few days later, you quit. Why does this keep happening? You start something new. You feel motivated. But after a few days or weeks, you stop. Sound familiar? Well, today, we're going to break down exactly why that happens. And more importantly, how you can fix it. If you've ever struggled with consistency, whether it's in your work, fitness, personal goals, or even something as simple as reading daily, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Why you keep failing at consistency. Most people think it's about motivation or willpower, but that's not true. I've spent weeks researching the science behind consistency, and I finally cracked the code. And trust me, it has nothing to do with working harder. Here's the truth. Your brain is wired to resist change. Studies show that 92% of people fail to keep their goals. Why? Because they rely on short-term motivation instead of building habits that actually stick. Think about the last time you set a goal. Maybe you wanted to hit the gym regularly, start a side hustle, or wake up early. At first, it was exciting. You made a plan, maybe even stuck to it for a few days. But then, life happened. You missed a day, then 2, and suddenly, it felt impossible to get back on track. The problem? You didn't set yourself up for consistency. The 3 reasons you're not consistent. 1. You rely too much on motivation. I used to be the most inconsistent person ever, until I discovered this one thing that changed everything. I always thought I just needed to try harder or stay motivated. But motivation is like a phone battery. It drains fast. Instead of relying on motivation, focus on discipline and habit building. Set small, non-negotiable actions that you can stick to daily, even when you don't feel like it. Let's say you want to read more books. Instead of saying, "I'll read for an hour every day," start with just 1 page per day. Over time, 1 page turns into 2, then 10, then a full chapter. 2. Your goals are too big, too soon. What if I told you that setting big goals is actually stopping you from being consistent? Sounds weird, right? When you aim too high from the start, you set yourself up for failure. Your brain resists drastic change. So when you go from 0 workouts to 5 workouts a week, it feels overwhelming. Instead, start ridiculously small. Want to work out daily? Start with 5 minutes a day. Want to write more? Write just 1 sentence per day. The key is to make your habits so easy that you can't say no. 3. You don't have a system. Did you know that consistency beats talent and intelligence when it comes to success? Research shows that people who have a structured system are far more likely to achieve their goals. Create a system. Use habit stacking. Attach your new habit to something you already do. For example, if you brush your teeth every morning, stack a small habit like journaling or stretching right after. Over time, it becomes automatic. One study found that people who schedule their habits, like putting a reminder in their calendar, are 42% more likely to follow through. So instead of saying, "I'll go to the gym 3 times this week," set a specific time and day. I'll go to the gym at 6 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. How to fix it and stay consistent. Step 1. Make it ridiculously easy. Remember, small wins create momentum. If it feels too easy, you're doing it right. You don't need to go all in on day 1. Just focus on showing up daily. If you want to drink more water, don't start by saying you'll drink a gallon a day. Just commit to 1 extra glass in the morning. The easier it is, the harder it is to quit. Step 2. Track your progress. Use a habit tracker or a simple checklist. When you visually see your progress, it gives you motivation to keep going. Checking off each day you complete your habit can be surprisingly rewarding. A study found that people who track their progress are 40% more likely to achieve their goals than those who don't. Step 3. Set up accountability. Tell someone about your goal or join a group that shares your interest. Being accountable makes it harder to quit. If you want to start running, find a friend to run with or join a local running group. Knowing someone is counting on you makes it harder to skip. And if you don't have someone to hold you accountable, use social media. Post your progress online. Even if no one reacts, you'll feel a sense of responsibility to stay consistent. Step 4. Focus on identity, not just actions. Instead of saying, "I want to work out," say, "I am someone who exercises daily." Identity-based habits help you stay consistent long-term. The more you see yourself as the type of person who follows through, the easier it becomes to show up every day. Think of it like this. A smoker trying to quit will struggle if they keep saying, "I'm trying to quit smoking." But if they say, "I'm not a smoker," it changes their identity, making it easier to stay consistent. Final thoughts. If you don't fix your consistency problem, you'll never reach your full potential. But if you start small, stay accountable, and build habits the right way, you'll be unstoppable. And here's the best part. Once you master consistency, everything else in life becomes easier. Your fitness improves, your work improves, your relationships improve. Why? Because consistency compounds. What if I told you that changing just 10 simple habits could completely transform your life? Sounds unreal, right? But here's the truth. Your daily habits are either pushing you forward or silently holding you back. There's no in-between. After diving into countless books on success and studying the routines of billionaires, athletes, and top entrepreneurs, I noticed a pattern. They all share 10 key habits. And today, I'm breaking them down for you. Let's make this fun. For every habit you already follow, give yourself a point. By the end, will you be ahead, or will you finally see why you've been stuck? Habit 1. Prioritize quality sleep. Let's start with what most people overlook. Sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep isn't just about avoiding tiredness. It's when your brain recharges, your body repairs, and your mind sharpens. Studies show poor sleep raises your risk of heart disease, weakens your immune system, and slows your thinking. As the saying goes, sleep is the best meditation. Be honest. How sharp were you the last time you pulled an all-nighter or doom-scrolled at 2 a.m.? Fix your sleep by setting a bedtime, ditching screens an hour before bed, and building a calming nighttime routine. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's your superpower. Habit 2. Move your body. Every day, let's talk about exercise. And no, you don't need to spend hours at the gym to stay healthy. Just 20 to 30 minutes of daily movement, whether it's walking, stretching, or a quick home workout, it all adds up and can do wonders. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. Exercise releases endorphins, those powerful feel-good hormones that help reduce stress, ease anxiety, and boost your overall mood. Plus, regular movement improves focus, ramps up your energy, and keeps your mind sharp. Remember, you don't have to be extreme, just consistent. So, ask yourself, are you moving your body every day? If yes, that's a win. Give yourself a point. If not, this is your sign. Get up, get moving. Your future self will thank you. Habit 3. Master mindfulness and meditation. Let's talk about a superpower for your mind. Mindfulness. It's simple. Be fully present in the moment. Studies show that just 10 minutes of daily meditation can slash stress, boost focus, and build emotional strength. But here's the secret. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need candles or a fancy setup. Just close your eyes, breathe deeply, and focus on the now. No scrolling, no spiraling thoughts. And the best part? The more you practice, the stronger your mind becomes. They say, a calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence. So, are you already training your mind every day? Or is this the habit you've been missing? Habit 4. Maintain a balanced diet. Let's get real. What you eat fuels your mind and body. Think of your body like a sports car. Would you pour soda into the gas tank and expect it to zoom down the road? No way. A diet packed with junk food and sugar slows you down, zapping your energy and focus. But loading up on fruits, veggies, lean proteins, and whole grains? That's the premium fuel that keeps you sharp, strong, and unstoppable. Remember, your body is a reflection of what you put into it. Fuel it with purpose. So, ask yourself, are you fueling your body like a Ferrari or feeding it like a junkyard clunker? If you're on the right track, that's another point for you. If not, time to hit the reset button. Habit 5. Dominate your day with clear goals. Success doesn't just happen. It's built on clear, intentional goals. You can't be successful by mistake. Think about it. Without a plan, you're just drifting through the day. But when you start each morning with a simple list of 3 key priorities, you take control, stay focused, and actually get things done. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Here's the move. Set small, achievable goals every morning, check them off as you go, and review them at night. It keeps you sharp and on track. So, are you running your day or letting your day run you? If you're setting goals, that's a win. Take your point. If not, it's time to step it up. Habit 6. Cultivate a growth mindset. Let's talk about the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can grow with effort. People with a fixed mindset think they're either good or bad at something, like it's set in stone. But a growth mindset? It sees every challenge as a chance to level up. Here's the real question. When you fail at something, do you throw in the towel? Or do you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? David Goggins once said, "The only way you gain mental toughness is to do things you're not happy doing. If you keep doing what makes you comfortable, you'll never grow." Pain unlocks a part of the mind most people never tap into. So, when you fail at something, do you give up or ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Success isn't about never failing. It's about bouncing back stronger. Which mindset are you feeding? Growth or fixed? Habit 7. Limit screen time. Let's be real. How much time do you actually spend on your phone or in front of a screen every day? Studies show the average person spends over 7 hours a day glued to a screen. That's almost a full workday. Gone. As Ryan Holiday once said, we must reclaim the moments that screens have stolen from us. So here's the question. When was the last time you went an hour without checking your phone? Can you even remember? If your screen time isn't adding value to your life, what is it taking away? Think about it. Who's really in control? You or your screen? Habit 8. Practice gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It's a mindset shift. When you focus on what you have, not what you lack, you train your brain to spot the good. And suddenly, life starts feeling a whole lot richer. Start small. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. Could be a fire cup of coffee, a loyal friend, or the fact that Wi-Fi didn't bail on you today. Like they say, you will never get what you want until you are grateful for what you have. So, when was the last time you stopped and counted your blessings? Or are you too busy counting what's missing? Because what you focus on multiplies. Habit 9. Foster social connections. Humans are wired for connection. It's in our DNA. Studies show strong relationships boost both mental and physical health, while loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yeah, it's that serious. So, fix this habit. Send that text, make that call, and actually schedule those hangouts. Your people matter. Like they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So, ask yourself, are you nurturing your relationships, or are you letting them fade while you scroll through someone else's life. Because real bonds don't grow by accident. They grow with intention. Habit 10. Commit to lifelong learning. Let's talk about continuous learning, because the most successful people never hit pause on their growth. Whether it's reading books, listening to podcasts, or mastering a new skill, they feed their minds daily. Set a simple goal. Read for 10 minutes a day. Take an online course, or dive into a hobby you've been putting off. As Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. So, are you a lifelong learner? Or have you put your brain on autopilot? Because here's the truth. Your mind is either expanding or shrinking. There's no in-between. So, how did you score? If you crushed it, congrats. You're already building a solid foundation. But if you missed a few, don't stress. This isn't about being perfect. It's about getting better every day. These 10 habits aren't quick hacks. They're small, daily choices that build unstoppable momentum. Fix them, and you grow. Ignore them, and, well, you stay exactly where you are. The real question is, which habit are you tackling first? Imagine this. You're 80 years old, sitting in a chair, looking back at your life. You think about everything you did, but more importantly, everything you didn't do. The dreams you never chased, the risks you never took, the potential you never reached. How does that feel? Regret? Frustration? For most people, that's exactly what happens. Not because they weren't smart, not because they weren't talented, but because they never stopped to ask themselves the hard questions, the ones that force you to be brutally honest. If you're afraid of never reaching your full potential, this is for you. Here are 10 uncomfortable questions that will reveal if you're truly on the path to success, or just pretending. Don't just listen, answer them, because your future depends on it. Question 1. If the next 1,000 days looked exactly like yesterday, would you be closer or further away from your dreams? Think about yesterday. Every moment, every decision, every distraction. Now, imagine repeating that exact day for the next 1,000 days. That's almost 3 years. Would you be closer to your goals? Or would you be stuck in the same place, wishing, hoping, but never actually changing? James Clear, in Atomic Habits, said it best. Every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. If your daily actions aren't leading you toward success, then your future is already decided. The only way to change your future is to change today. Question 2. If a stranger studied your routine, what would they assume your priorities are? Imagine someone followed you for 24 hours. No explanations, no excuses, just watching. Would they see someone focused? Someone disciplined? Or would they see someone constantly distracted? Always making excuses? Always saying, "I'll start tomorrow"? Show me your habits, and I'll show you your future. If your daily routine doesn't match your ambitions don't really exist. Success is never about what you say. It's about what you do. Question 3. What's the biggest lie you tell yourself about why you aren't where you want to be? Be honest. What's the excuse you repeat in your head? I don't have time. I don't have connections. I'll start when I'm ready. The truth. Successful people had the same excuses. They just didn't listen to them. As Will Smith once said, 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The biggest obstacle between you and success isn't your situation. It's the lie you keep telling yourself about why you can't start. Drop the excuse. Own your situation. And start taking action. Question 4. If your 12-year-old self met you today, would they be proud or disappointed? Think about the younger version of you. The one with big dreams. The one who thought anything was possible. Now imagine they meet you today. Would they say, "Wow, you really made it?" Or would they look at you, confused, wondering why you stopped chasing the life you once dreamed about? The child you once were would be so disappointed in the excuses you make today. This isn't about shame. It's about alignment. Are you living a life that would make younger you proud? Or have you settled for less than you once believed you were capable of? Question 5. What's the number one thing you're procrastinating on that you know would change your life? You already know the answer. That one thing. The habit. The decision. The risk. You know it could change everything. But you keep putting it off. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow, next week, next month. But here's the truth. Someday is where dreams go to die. Seneca said it best. While we wait for life, life passes. There will never be a perfect moment. You will never feel fully ready. Do it anyway. Question 6. Have you been consistent enough to deserve the results you want? Everyone wants success. But have you earned it? Have you been disciplined? Have you shown up daily, even when you didn't feel like it? Or have you been inconsistent, grinding for a week, then quitting when it got tough? Tony Robbins puts it perfectly. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. If you're not showing up every day, don't expect results to magically appear. Question 7. If you knew you couldn't fail, what dream would you go all in on? Fear stops more dreams than failure ever could. It's the invisible wall between you and the life you actually want. But let's remove that fear for a second. Imagine success was guaranteed. No doubt, no failure. Just a straight path to everything you've ever wanted. What would you do? What dream would you chase with everything you have? That answer? That's what you truly want. The only thing stopping you is fear. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Every successful person has felt fear. The difference? They acted anyway. They didn't wait for confidence. They built it by doing. So the real question is, if you knew you couldn't fail, what's stopping you from starting now? Question 8. Are the people around you pushing you forward or holding you back? Your environment is shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. If you're surrounded by people who complain, make excuses, and settle for average, you'll slowly start to do the same. Not because you want to, but because that's the standard around you. But if you're surrounded by people who dream big, work hard, and hold themselves accountable, you'll rise to their level. Jim Rohn said it best. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So take a look at your circle. Are they elevating you, challenging you, inspiring you, or are they keeping you stuck, comfortable and afraid of growth? Because in the end, your future won't just be shaped by your goals, but by the people you choose to keep around you. Question 9. If someone else had all of your daily habits, would you bet on them to succeed? Imagine 2 people. One of them has your exact habits, your discipline, your distractions, your mindset, your work ethic. Would you bet on them to succeed? Or would you bet against them? As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Your habits are building your future, whether you realize it or not. If they're strong, success is inevitable. But if they're weak, so will your results be. So ask yourself, are your habits leading you where you want to go, or are they holding you back? Question 10. Are you making choices that future you will thank you for or regret? Every decision you make today is shaping your future self. 1 year from now, will they be proud of the work you put in, or will they be stuck in the same place, wishing you had started sooner? Warren Buffett said, "Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." Success isn't luck. It's not a single big moment. It's the small, daily choices you make, over and over again. So, are your choices setting you up for success? Or are they creating regrets you'll have to live with later? These 10 questions weren't meant to be easy. They were meant to challenge you, to force you to look in the mirror and face the truth. Most people avoid these questions. They distract themselves, stay comfortable, and never change. Until it's too late. But you have a choice. In this video, I'm going to share the exact habits and mindset shifts that helped me stop procrastinating, stay focused, and actually get stuff done. Whether you're a student, a freelancer, a content creator, or just trying to stop wasting your entire day, this one's for you. Let's get into it. 1. The 5-second rule. Just do it before your brain stops you. One of the best habits I've picked up is from a book called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. It's super simple. When you feel like putting something off, just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. No overthinking. No talking yourself out of it. Just go. When my alarm rings at 5 or 6 a.m., I don't think. I just count down and get out of bed. It sounds basic, but trust me, it works. That short countdown helps you take action before your brain throws in excuses like, just 10 more minutes. Try it. It's a small habit that leads to big results. 2. Cut out distractions. For real, let's be honest, your phone is probably the #1 thing killing your focus. I used to lose hours just scrolling through nonsense. There's this verse in the Bible that says, if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off. Of course, don't literally throw away your phone. But the point is, cut off the things that are holding you back. When I need to focus, I either put my phone in another room or turn on Do Not Disturb. 1 minute on Instagram can turn into 2 hours real quick. 3. Stop taking your phone into the bathroom or shower. This one's low-key funny, but hear me out. If you're someone who scrolls while on the toilet or picks music during a shower for 10 minutes, you're not alone. I used to do that too, and it kills your momentum. Just leave your phone out. You'll save time and start building better habits without even trying. 4. Don't fight temptation. Avoid it. Discipline is great, but avoiding triggers altogether is better. If you know being around your phone or certain people distracts you, don't try to resist. Just remove yourself from that situation. Willpower is limited. Structure is better. 5. No endless scrolling. Be intentional. As a content creator and freelancer, I need to check my phone. But I've trained myself to go in, do what I need to do, and bounce. I'll check Gmail, reply to messages, check YouTube Studio, and that's it. I don't scroll for hours anymore. If you're struggling with this, apps like Forest or AppBlock are solid. You can block distractions and set time limits that keep you focused. 6. Don't wait to feel motivated. Just start. This one's huge. So many of us say, I'll start at 7. Then it's 7:05. And now we're like, all right, maybe 8, and it just never happens. Truth is, action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you start first, even just one small step, the energy kicks in. So next time, don't wait. Just do something, anything, and let that momentum carry you.
Yes, in just 60 seconds, I'm going to change your life, but only if you take action. You're not where you want to be because you're not doing anything different. Nothing changes if nothing changes. We are the result of our actions, not our aspirations. So if you want to change your life, you have to show up every single day. Now think about yesterday. Everything you did, your choices, your habits. If the next 365 days looked exactly like that, would you be closer to your dreams or further away? If the answer is further, you've got work to do. Here's the truth. Your future isn't built in years. It's built in small daily wins. Read 1 page, do 10 push-ups, make 1 uncomfortable move toward your dream. That's it. Win the day and you'll win the week. Win the week and your life starts to change. Do so much volume that it becomes unreasonable for you to fail. And remember this, discipline builds the life that motivation only promised. So, what will you win today?